Hi, we're here at Hobie Baker Rank with Princeton seniors and NHL players Ryan Kuffner, Josh Tevis, and Max Verano. It's been a bit of a whirlwind for you guys the last few weeks, being here at Princeton, playing in the NHL, and now you're back on campus. So let's talk a little bit about the last few weeks and what that's been for you. At Brown, when we're in the playoffs, after the game's over, there's a lot of emotions with that. What were you guys thinking next level? Did it take a day or two before you started to calm down a bit?
Yeah, for sure. We knew that going into the weekend, we really wanted to make a run, and our goal for the whole season was just to give ourselves a chance to be in that final weekend at the national championship, and to be cut short like that, it was really tough and obviously devastating for our 4 years to end like that. But at the same time, we kind of got to look back in the days after, just thinking about all that had gone on in the last 4 years, and all that we could really be proud of, and the work we were able to put in.
And I think that game especially was a crazy one, obviously, with the 3 late goals and then a couple of overtime periods. So, I don't know, kind of coming off that game, there was a lot of emotions, obviously, as Ryan said, to end our Princeton careers. And then Sunday, once we got back early in the morning and then had a bit of sleep, and then it was kind of had to start thinking about the next step. And obviously our advisors were all huge in dealing with that and kind of taking the stress off of us. But it was kind of a quick switch. You were fighting for your playoff lives, and then you're looking at the next step of your professional career. So a bit of a whirlwind is an understatement.
Yeah, no, exactly. It was kind of like a bittersweet moment because obviously we got the chance to go play professionally, but the last 4 years have been at least my favorite 4 years of my life, basically, and it's just they've been so much fun, and just playing with these two and the other 3 guys from our class have just been just a pleasure and a dream come true, especially going to school here. So it was a little bit bittersweet moment, but after we kind of calmed down on Sunday and after the game Saturday night, I don't know, Monday we just started looking through teams with our advisors, and I think Tuesday was a big day.
Did you guys communicate with each other at all on what you were doing on that Sunday, Monday before you all signed Tuesday, about what each other was thinking? You're kind of all in the same boat. Did you guys talk to each other besides family and advisors?
Not really. It was mostly just family and advisors for the most part. Then once we kind of narrowed it down to like the last hour or so, when we decided we were all going to sign, then we kind of got together and just told each other what was going on and whatnot. And then I don't know, we flew off, or we just gave a couple questions off to one another, but that was about it.
Yeah, and I think throughout the whole process and the last couple of years, and especially the last couple of weeks, us all being up, it was nice to have Ryan and Max to kind of go through it with. And obviously it's an exciting part of our lives, and something that when we were coming into Princeton, we were like dreaming of being able to have this opportunity. So I think to go through it together with the 3 of us and just bounce ideas off each other, and nervous excitement and that kind of thing was perfect that we could go through together. And then obviously to see these 2 guys have such great success in the last 4 years, and then at the professional level as well, is just an honor I could be friends with them and be through it with it.
It's cute. So take us through, after you sign, it's kind of, you have to get there fast. Do you come down to the locker room, pack your bag, go to your dorm, pack your bag, and then just wait for them to pick you up? How is that experience? It has to be kind of crazy.
For me, I waited just a day before I headed out, but it was all pretty crazy trying to figure out, just because we've got school as well to worry about at least a little bit, and the thesis that we all had to get done. It was just about trying to talk to as many people as possible, just make it as seamless as possible, and try to figure out a way that I could get it done on the road, and then also just packing everything up. But I think that's the easiest part, just making sure that everything gets there, and just if you forget something, just live with it. And I don't think that was like the biggest concern, other than just like figuring out logistics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess for me, I left like a day and a half after Max, so he was a bit quicker, but just kind of get everything ready to go. As I said earlier, we kind of had prepared for this, so that our teachers know this was a possibility, and professors were all great with being flexible and understanding of our situation. So it was kind of whenever the season ended, we were ready to go, and then it was just logistics, obviously, of where you're going and how you're getting there. And but with Princeton and in my case Vancouver, the organizations were both great, helping me set up, and our equipment staff here, making sure I had everything ready to go, and the staff in Vancouver as well, making sure once I arrived it was a seamless transition. So from both organizations, they just did their best to kind of help you get settled and kind of calm the nerves a little bit.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing as what these guys said.
Do you get nervous while you're packing, on the flight, on the way there? Is it just nerves the whole time until you get to the rink? And then what happens when you get there? What's the first thing? Do you meet with the coaches, staff? I mean, did you get to pick your number? I know you were given yours. And how does that all work, getting all your gear ready? Do you have to go through physicals? It has to be kind of a crazy first day. And then all of a sudden you're out on the ice for your first practice.
Yeah, the first day was pretty crazy. You used to meet basically everybody of the whole organization, all the trainers, all the medical staff, all the coaches and whatnot. And I don't know, I forgot most of their names after the first day, but I got to know them later on. But it was pretty hectic. You had to go through a lot of media stuff too. And overall, although there was a lot of excitement, once I got out for the first practice and whatnot, it was just kind of everything just settled down. I was playing hockey again, and it just got back to a normal. But I don't know, those first couple hours were pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I feel like just going into a new environment is always going to be a bit nerve-wracking. So until you get there, you don't really know what to expect. But once you're there, everybody's so welcoming, and you get to the arena, and it kind of feels like getting here for the first time, or getting to play junior for the first time. You kind of just get to meet everyone and just try to feel as comfortable as possible. I think that was the biggest thing for sure.
So the day of your first game, did you get any pointers, or were there any players on the team that really gave you some really good advice? And also, and you guys do the first rookie lap, were there any other rookie pranks played on you?
I guess I could say, in my experience, the D partner I was playing with that night, we kind of had some time in the morning to talk things over and a couple different plays they do and that sort of thing. So he was really helpful in that way. And then I think all the guys they've all been there and they've all played their first game. And the one thing I noticed was just the excitement for you, that they've been there and they know how exciting it is for you and your family and the nerves that come with it. So everyone just is happy for you and wants you to enjoy it and take it in. So I think that part of it was pretty good. But I don't know, as far as rookie pranks, in Vancouver, they make the rookies do their lap without a helmet. So I came back from the bathroom and my helmet was gone from my stall. So I kind of knew that ahead of time. So I was expecting it, and then got it back before the game, obviously. But I had some shaky legs for that lap.
Is there a point in the game where you kind of settled down? Did it take a period, or were you kind of just nervous the whole time?
I don't know if it's crazy. It's definitely nerve-wracking, but it's also just trying to figure out where to be, and just playing in a new system. I think it was just a lot to take in, for sure. I think just looking up and seeing the crowd, and then just trying to find yourself, just where you've always been, and played thousands of games, and just try to think of that. And but I think it was just crazy the whole time.
And for sure it was nerve-wracking, but once you got your first shift under you and everything like that, you kind of settle down a little bit. You're like, yeah, I'm just playing hockey here, nothing. Obviously it's the NHL, so it was pretty cool. But what my teammates said, just after your first shift, just take a little breath and look up and just enjoy the moment just for a little bit, because I don't know, you only get one first game and one first shift. So just enjoy. Then after that's done, just go back to playing hockey and just have some fun.
So it's a little weird for you the last 4 years. You guys have kind of been the ones that are, doing extended shifts and logging in a lot of ice time, and now you're not the first ones that are called. Is that a little weird to you?
I don't think so. I think we've all been in that position a million times before. I think that's just it's all about just finding a role wherever you can, and I think that's the biggest thing. Whatever level you're playing at, and any given night it can be different. So it's just trying to find a role, and just every time you're out there, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter who's going out before you, but just trying to be ready for the next shift and just know exactly what you have to do.
And I think you can take like lessons you learn from making the jumps at other levels and making the jump to junior hockey and then the jump to college, and you can kind of take those lessons. Obviously, the jump to the NHL is a big one, but it's similar experiences you've had in the past where you're nervous playing in your first game at that level or playing against that guy that you've seen or heard about before, playing at like a higher speed. I think you can kind of take those experiences you've had in the past and kind of take it with you and just go down like back to your basics that you know and that have got you to that level. So I think that was kind of what I try to do, is take those experiences I've had making the jump to the next level in the past and just using that.
You guys saw each other a couple times on the road. I know Ottawa's out in Vancouver. What was that experience like, seeing each other? You're not in the same locker room, just meeting up in the hallway. Is that just like, what's that like?
Yeah, it was crazy. I think I had the opportunity when Max got into town to go out for dinner the night before the game, and we kind of had some time to just chat and kind of share some experiences and stories from like what we'd seen before. So that was nice to kind of just see him again and hang out and just kind of talk about what we've seen. And then I wasn't playing the night Max was playing our team, but it was pretty special. That was the night he scored his first goal. So I was in our player lounge and give myself a little celebration when it went in, but not too much, obviously, because they scored against us. But I think that was special. Obviously, a special night for him and his family, and then just to be able to be in the arena there when it happened and see him after the game too was really special for me.
And I think it was the same thing, even though I didn't get to see these guys, just seeing them on TV and obviously watching Max score his first goal was just like incredible, and just being so happy for them. I think that was the biggest thing. It was just like crazy to see them in a different jersey and just see them experiencing it, and it was just crazy.
Were you communicating, texting, snapping the whole time? And who from the locker room that was still here was just like the most annoying, constantly communicating and letting you know?
I'd say nobody was pretty annoying from here, but I don't know. I'd say like some of my family members might have been a little annoying just because they were so like excited and everything about it. And my family's huge hockey fans, and now I guess they're huge Ottawa fans. But I don't know, they're all from Montreal, so they're all cheering for the Canadians a lot. So it was a little bit weird for them to change over to the Sens. But no, it was a lot of fun, and I don't know, there was just so much support from my friends and family. So it was just nice to have them there.
Yeah, and I think another big part about like just the Princeton support, obviously the guys here were really excited, and they were saying there was a busy schedule trying to watch Cuff play his game and Max and then me. So they were really supportive, and obviously didn't want to annoy us, but we're like, hey, what's it like? How is it? Like, it must be cool kind of stuff. So I think that was fun sharing with them. And then obviously, like, I don't know, in my situation, I think you guys did too, but like reached out to some former players, like Eric Robinson was really helpful, kind of just asking like, hey, what do you do like in pro hockey when this happens, or like stuff, I don't know, little things you wouldn't have ever experienced. So he was really helpful with that. And another player, Taylor Fadoon, I reached out to him and we had some time to talk. And then when we went to Dallas and he came to Vancouver, we had some time to kind of chat. And as a defenseman who made the jump from college hockey to the NHL, he had some really sound advice for me and to help me get my like feet under me. So I think having that Princeton support group was really helpful for me.
Let's talk a little bit about your academics. I know a couple of you said after your game you had exams. What is that like? When did you take the exam, and how does that work? And were the guys in the locker room trying to give you some advice on your astronomy exam, telling you what constellations or what?
I had to do it, like, it was just a perfect day in Las Vegas, and like I had to get it done like mid-afternoon, like right after practice. So that was very tough, but like I think it's just part of it. It's just like one thing that we had to get done, but unfortunately that had to be on like that kind of day.
The professors were really like flexible, as I said earlier, about understanding our situation and allowing us to write an exam on the road and hand in problem sets like via email and stuff like that. So definitely, I think I was the only one taking a test on the team that year probably. So it's kind of different, but it's kind of a special situation that we were in and kind of something I'll look back on, and I think that was pretty cool.
You guys like knew that this was a possibility. So where were you in terms of your theses before you left? I know the two of you were working on your thesis with Spencer Kriska. Did you kind of leave him in the lurch a little bit?
Well, we tried to get as much as we could done before we left, but we did leave Spencer with a little bit of work at the end. But we're making up for it now a little bit by doing most of the writing, or a little more of the writing. But he's a better writer than we are, so I think he's gonna look over it.
Yeah, no, he was huge for us. Spencer and another guy, Connor, who's in our theses group. We tried to get it done as much as we could, but they had to put in a lot of hours in the lab while we were gone. So we were just lucky that the due date was a little later than some of the other majors, and that we had those guys to help us out and understanding of our situation. But definitely not a lot we could do while we were there, seeing as it was building that was needed to be done.
Yeah, it was the same thing. I tried to get a lot done before, but it turned out that there was so much to be done, and I was getting back the thesis was due the day after I got back, and so I didn't really sleep that night. But it was just crazy trying to like get it all done. It was wild, wild.
What's it like now? You've played in the NHL, and now you're back and you're college kids again. What is that experience like? How are your lives a little different than they might have been a month ago? In terms of how are you treated on campus? Obviously, your social media followers have gone up a bit. Just what are you taking out of the Princeton experience the next couple weeks? You just trying to be college kids before you get back into the grind of you do this for a living now.
I think so. I think personally, and talking to these guys, they were in the same boat. Obviously, it's an amazing opportunity to be able to be in the NHL and play professional hockey, but it's our last couple months at Princeton, and it's been an amazing 4 years, and it's a special place. So I was looking forward to coming back and just enjoying it and being back with the guys and back on campus with all our friends. So I wouldn't say it's much different. We're just trying to take it in, and just like any other senior, we only have a couple weeks left on campus, so just trying to enjoy the special life experiences we have here. And obviously next year is going to be totally different, so I'm just trying to take it in and enjoy the last couple of weeks we have here.
Yeah, and same thing. It's just like all these guys we see every day around the rink, and then obviously Max I see like during the summer pretty much every day as well. Way too much, but they're all guys that like I'm gonna miss for sure, and just miss hanging out with. So these last couple weeks, just try to be with them as much as possible and just enjoy it, because I think as Josh said, it's just gonna be completely different and unlike anything we've had the last 4 years.
Thanks for sitting down with us and talking about your journey and experience, and thank you for everything you've given to Princeton hockey the last 4 years, and good luck in the NHL.
Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for everything you've done with us, the program, and Princeton in general. So.